Hey there, truth seekers. Welcome to episode 138 of the Bible Difficulties and Answers podcast. I'm your host, Lance Smith, your friendly neighborhood Bible geek, ready to dive into the deep end of Scripture with a splash of humor and a whole lot of heart. Today, we're tackling a question that might make you raise an eyebrow. Does God get jealous? Specifically, we're zooming in on Exodus 20, verse 5a. That's the first part of verse 5. From the New Living Translation, which says, "You must not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God who will not tolerate your affection for any other gods." Sounds intense, right? I mean, jealousy? Isn't that the green-eyed monster that makes us act like we're auditioning for a Bravo reality show? How can the God of the universe, the creator of galaxies and guacamole, be jealous? And if jealousy is a sin, how does that square with God's perfect holiness? Buckle up, folks, because we're about to unpack this divine drama with fresh analogies, some humor, and a treasure trove of insights from Scripture and scholarly sources. So let's dive in. So, does God get jealous? Straight up, yes. Exodus 20, verse 5a doesn't beat around the bush. I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God. But before you picture God throwing a cosmic tantrum because someone's worshiping a golden calf, let's hit pause. Is this the kind of jealousy that makes you stalk your ex's social media at 2 a.m.? Spoiler alert, nope. This is where we need to dig into the Hebrew and the context, because God's jealousy isn't about petty envy. It's about something far more profound. The Hebrew word here is qanna, which doesn't quite translate to the jealousy we're used to. It's more like a fiery, passionate zeal for something that's rightfully yours. Think of it like this. Imagine you're married, and your spouse starts writing love letters to someone else. You're not jealous because you want their new fling's charm. You're jealous because your spouse's love belongs to you. That's the vibe of God's jealousy. It's not about wanting what someone else has. It's about protecting what's His, our worship, our loyalty, our hearts. As Karatu Ndingu Eliazar points out, in his article, Demystifying the Jealousy of God, this jealousy is an admirable attribute of God that reflects His intense desire to preserve His covenant relationship with His people. It's not about God being insecure. It's about Him being fiercely committed to us, like a parent guarding their kids from a bad influence, or in this case, from idols that promise everything but deliver nothing. Let's set the scene. Exodus 20 is the moment God delivers the Ten Commandments to Israel, fresh off their epic escape from Egypt. This is the second commandment, hot on the heels of, "You shall have no other gods before me." God's laying down the ground rules for His covenant with Israel. And it's like He's saying, look, I'm your God. I bought you out of slavery, parted the Red Sea, and gave you manna from heaven. Can we agree to keep this relationship exclusive? The article from GotQuestions.org nails it. God's jealousy is tied to His covenant love, like a marriage vow. In the Bible, God often compares His relationship with Israel to a marriage. Check out Hosea 2, 19-20. Worshipping other gods? That's spiritual cheating, plain and simple. It's not just a betrayal, it's a one-way ticket to spiritual ruin. As Deuteronomy 4:24 puts it, "The Lord your God is a devouring fire. He is a jealous God." That's not God being dramatic. It's Him warning us that chasing idols is like chasing a mirage in the desert. You end up empty and lost. Here's a fun analogy. Imagine you're at an all-you-can-eat buffet, and instead of loading up on the prime rib and mashed potatoes, you fill your plate with stale crackers from the clearance aisle. That's what idolatry does. It trades the ultimate for the underwhelming. God's jealousy is him saying, hey, I'm the prime rib. Don't settle for crackers. He's not jealous because he needs our worship to feel good about himself. He's jealous because he knows anything less than him will leave us starving. Ever swapped prime rib for crackers in your life? Stick around. We'll talk about your modern idols here at the end. I'll be honest, folks, there was a time I got jealous when a buddy got a promotion I thought I deserved. It ate me up inside until I realized I was chasing something that wasn't mine to begin with. That's human jealousy, and it's a mess. But God's jealousy? It's the opposite. It's about pulling us back to what's truly ours, a relationship with Him. The Big Book of Bible Difficulties makes a killer distinction. Human jealousy, like mine in that moment, is often about coveting what isn't ours, like envying your neighbor's shiny new car. God's jealousy, though, it's about protecting what is His, our devotion as His creation. Exodus 34:14 doubles down, saying, "You must worship no other gods, for the Lord, whose very name is jealous, is a God who is jealous about His relationship with you." His name is jealous. That's not a flaw. It's a feature of His character rooted in His holiness and love. As Joshua 24:19 warns that God is holy and jealous. John Piper, in his article on desiringgod.org, puts it beautifully. God's jealousy is for our joy. He's not some cosmic control freak. He's jealous because He knows that only an ultimate commitment to the ultimate, Him, will satisfy our hearts. Idols, whether they're golden statues or modern-day obsessions like fame or fortune, are dead ends. God's jealousy is like a coach yelling at you to stay on the track because veering off means missing the finish line. The Gospel Coalition adds another layer. God's jealousy is tied to His holiness. When we worship idols, we're not just cheating on God, we're defying His very nature as the one true God. 1 Corinthians 10:22 asks, do we dare to rouse the Lord's jealousy? Do we think we're stronger than He is? Spoiler, we're not. Paul's warning shows that God's jealousy isn't just an Old Testament thing. It carries into the New Testament, where idolatry still provokes His righteous zeal. So, why does idolatry get God so fired up? Let's break it down. Exodus 20:3-5 lays it out. No other gods, no idols, no bowing down to them. Why? Because God's jealous. Karatu's article explains that this is an idea-explanation logical relationship. Verses 3 and 4 prohibit worshiping other gods and making idols, while verse 5 explains why. Because God is jealous. It's not just a random rule, it's rooted in His covenant love. Idolatry is like spitting in the face of the God who delivered Israel from Egypt. As Victor Hamilton's commentary notes, God's jealousy is about protecting His rightful claim as Creator and Redeemer. Worshiping idols isn't just disloyalty, it's self-destructive, like choosing a knockoff phone charger over the real deal. Sure, it might work for a bit, but it's eventually going to die, and quickly. Personally, I think we've all been there, chasing something we thought would make us happy, only to realize it's a dead end. Like that time I spent hours scrolling for the perfect Hawaiian shirt, thinking it would make me cool. Spoiler, it didn't. That's what idols do. They promise the world, but leave you empty. The article from topicalbiblestudies.com points out that God's jealousy is about His desire for our ultimate good. Idols can't deliver. Only He can. Exodus 20, verse 5b, visiting the iniquity of the fathers on their children to the third and fourth generation, might raise eyebrows. Oaks2be.com and BibleBlog.org clarify, God doesn't punish kids for their parents' sins. Ezekiel 18:20 says, the one who sins is the one who will die. It's about sin's ripple effects. If parents worship idols, kids might follow. But God's jealousy aims to break that cycle, protecting His holy possession, which is us. Think God's jealousy is just an Old Testament vibe? Hold my coffee. Let's jump to the New Testament. James 4 verse 5 says God jealously longs for the Spirit He has placed within us. That's right. God's still jealous for our loyalty, warning us against worldly entanglements. You might ask, if God's jealous, does that mean He's insecure? That's a really good question. No, it's not insecurity. It's His passion for our ultimate good. As John Piper explains, it's like God's saying, don't flirt with the world. This continuity shows that God's jealousy is timeless, rooted in His unchanging love. Here's a wild thought. What if God's jealousy is actually a compliment? Think about it. If someone doesn't care about you, they don't get jealous when you drift away. God's jealousy means He cares deeply. It's like a friend who gets upset when you make bad life choices, not because they're mad, but because they want the best for you. Let's wrap this up with a modern spin. Today's idols aren't always statues. They're things like money, status, or that dopamine hit from your phone buzzing with likes. Calm.org notes God's anthropomorphic language, like calling Himself jealous, helps us relate to His passion in human terms. He's not literally jealous like we are. He's saying, I love you too much to let you settle for less. So, does God get jealous? Absolutely. But it's not the green-eyed monster kind. It's a holy, passionate zeal for our hearts, rooted in His covenant love. Exodus 20, verse 5a, is a reminder that God's not cool with us cheating on Him with idols, not because He's insecure, but because He knows He's the only one who can truly satisfy us. Like John the Baptist said in John 3, verse 30, He must become greater and greater, and I must become less and less. That's the heart of it, giving God the place He deserves in our lives. Worshiping God alone isn't just obedience, it's the freedom to live fully alive. God's jealous for you, not to hold you back, but to set you free. Next time you're tempted to chase something less than God, whether it's a promotion, a relationship, or that perfect Instagram post, hear this. God's jealousy is His love shouting, you're worth more than that. He's calling you to joy, not just duty. What's your modern-day idol? The thing you can't stop checking or chasing? Drop it in the comments on our Bible Difficulties and Answers Facebook page or email me at BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers@gmail.com. Let's get real together. If you're finding value, leave a review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, or YouTube. It helps others find us. All episodes are at BibleDifficultiesAndAnswers.podbean.com. Next Friday, we're tackling Exodus 20, 8 to 11. So why do Christians worship on Sunday when the commandment says Saturday? This promises to be really interesting. Until then, I'm Lance Smith wishing you good luck, good health, and God bless. So long, everybody.